Good evening everyone. So I hope you're ready for the last class before we have a short break for the Easter holidays. So it is a bar class with weights. Now it was going to be bar with weights and a bit of mat section at the end, but literally 2 minutes. So hello whoever's just popped on. I'll start that little speech again for your benefit. So I was just saying that it was supposed to be bar with weights and then mat at the end, but literally 2 minutes before I came on, I hadn't shut the kitchen door properly. The dog charged in. He'd been in the garden and walked all over my mat, and there are muddy footprints all over it, so I thought maybe leave out the mat section this evening. So we're going to do lots of nice mobilisation and some stretches in standing instead, so I hope that's okay with all of you. Some of you might be quite relieved there'll be no climbing of trees this evening. Okay, so as always, make sure you've got what you need, so whether that's chair, kitchen worktop, whatever it is that you're using as your makeshift homemade bar, okay, and some weights. So I'm using some light hand weights. I did actually see somebody the other day, and I don't know why I didn't think of telling you all this. Water bottles, just put the same amount of water in them. So two water bottles, so you don't need to be, you know, sloshing tins of beans around. You could actually have something maybe even a little bit heavier. So a couple of water bottles would be absolutely fine. So hello, hi Ginny. So we'll give it a couple of minutes, wait for a few more people to pop on, and then we'll get fabulous workout done. Leave you all wanting more for next week when we come back for our live classes on Tuesday. So tomorrow morning there will be a short class posted on the site. Well, it's not really a class, it's more sort of a 15-minute. I'm doing some release sessions. So I've done a lovely one for feet, which is an absolutely great one to do after this class actually. So a lovely foot release that you can do with a tennis ball or a squash ball or something small that you've got if you haven't got a proper massage ball. I'm going to be doing one for hands and wrists because I know so many of us are doing extra DIY, gardening, housework, baking, crafts, all involving the hands and gripping, and hands are getting quite tired and achy, and lots of people working from home. And then I'm going to be doing a nice, hedgehog session. Okay, so if you haven't got one of these at home, stick with the other ones using the ball, but the hedgehog really is a fantastically useful piece of kit. So we're going to start in 1 minute's time. Make sure you've got your nice clear working area, got a drink if you need it, you've got your weights, and quickly before we start I need to give a little mention to my lovely friend Linda Monk, who owns the Freckle Boutique. Now they've got a Facebook page, or she's got a Facebook page, and she's been doing the most hilarious fashion shows from her garden. And as there's just her, she comes on, models something, she does all the strutting and everything, she's wonderful, and then she runs off, quickly gets changed. She's told me she is doing that in the kitchen, and then running back outside with the next outfit. So I've got these gorgeous joggers from her, which have got like dream catches on them, and I thought they were just so nice, and they're really, really stretchy, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to wear those for bar. So I thought I'd give her a little mention. So that's Freckle Boutique. So they are actually longer. I've just rolled them up because I like to have them, for things like retières, if you've got them kind of a bit lower, you sort of catch and drag them up your legs. So I've taken them up a little bit higher. Right, it is past, so we're going to make a start. I shall stop waffling. Hands resting softly onto your home bar. Shoulders wide and down, and let's think about lengthening that spine. Now I've got my feet hip distance. I think I should maybe come back a little bit because I don't think you guys can see my feet. That's better. Okay, so feet hip distance, spine tall, pelvis neutral. So make sure you get that feeling, neutral pelvis. If you normally have a high arch, can you bring those ribs down and just make sure that arch is nearer to your hips? Okay. I'm going to start feet hip distance with a little squat. So you're going to bend those knees and push back up. So we are going to lean forwards. Think of leaning over your knees and push back up. I haven't got any music this evening either, you might have noticed. My music playing device has been commandeered by another member of the household, so it isn't here. So I'll sing if you like. Or maybe we should just carry on. Let's do 2 more. And up. Okay, we're going to rise onto those toes and roll back down. Just keep it small for now. Remember, we are only warming up, so we don't want to be going full pelt into our warm-up. This is our opportunity to just get everything moving, get all the joints moving, warm up the muscles, so that we don't injure ourselves. So take it nice and gently. Just think of good posture, good technique. Now we're going to hold this next one in the rise and into your foot pedals. So going fairly slowly. Making sure that your knees are going forwards over those toes. Now without having to look down at your knees and actually see what they're doing, you should be able to feel that, because if you push your hip out to the side, then your knee will turn in. So that's when you know that knee's not tracking properly, because it all comes from the hip, it's not the knee's fault. Let's do 1 more each foot, and then back to that rise. Let's just hold it, and let's bend the knees here. Bend and stretch, bend and stretch. So this time staying more upright, shoulders over hips. Now you can, at any point when I'm saying stay on your toes, you can bring those heels down. The only move that we can't really do with heels down is the butterfly. So in that case, you just pulse in a plie instead. Let's do 2 more. And roll back down. Okay, we're going to go into a little step back now. So step back, push the heel down, stretch the calf, peel up, step in, peel up, step back, up and in, and step, and in. So you can bend that front knee if you want to get a little bit of a deeper stretch. But remember, we are only warming up, so don't press too deeply into any of these. Peeling up, pressing down, and let's do 1 more each leg, and up. Now this time, because we're hip distance, we're stepping back. Okay, we're going to stay there, we're going to go straight into some lunges. So shoulders forwards, let's bend both knees and push back up. So just check you're not letting that knee turn in and your hips swing out to the side. Back should stay soft here. Legs are doing the work. Inhale down, exhale pushing back up, and we're keeping shoulders over the toes so that we don't add to any strain in the knee joint. And up, 1 last one, and up. Okay. Let's step that leg in, knee lift, step it down, other side, knee lift, step it down. So you might want to be just a fraction further away. Make sure as you lift that knee you're staying tall, you're not letting that pelvis tuck under, and we're not rounding those shoulders. Stretch the foot. Now this next one, this should be the other leg. Take it behind you. Ready for those lunges again. Let's hinge forward, lengthen the spine. Inhale down. Exhale, push up. Inhale down. exhale, push up. That's it, keep it going. Last one. And back into that knee lift and down. Knee lift and down. I'd like you to start to just gradually bring the feet closer and closer together, so that as you step in, we're coming to feet together and down. Okay, now pull the inside of your knees together. Feel that lovely switch on of that inner thigh. Feel that grip going into those glutes. And let's come up onto the toes. Rise onto the toes and down and up and down. Rise and lower. Rise and lower. So think of pulling up rather than tilting forward. So notice the distance you are from your bar. It should stay roughly the same. So if you feel like you're really travelling, you're not using your calves, make it smaller. Make those calves work for their money. Yeah, squeeze those knees together, lift the heels. Now one more, let's stay here. You can take those heels down if you wish to, knee bends and up, but I want you to try and keep those knees tight together, knees and heels. Okay, so if any of you do suffer with knee pain, 1, reduce your range of movement. 2, clamp those heels and knees together, and that's going to really help. It's going to get a lot more muscle activating and supporting the knee joint. So we're going to bend and up, bend and up. Last 2. Quick foot pedals, push and push, push and push. Make sure that all day long. People have been ringing me when I'm in silent mode. Okay, keep it going. Just pushing those heels down. And then back to that rise. Hold, can you give me a balance? Shoulders down. Roll down through the feet. And bring the arms down. Lovely. Okay, we're going to step into first position now. So heels together. Pull up through that inner thigh. Knees together. Thighs pulled up. Pelvic floor switched on. And we're going to take some tendus to the side. So let's slide out and in. Same leg. Slide out and in. Really wrap that hip. Try and keep a good turnout here. And stretch that foot out. So think of pushing along the floor and that heel lifting as high as it can at the last moment. Stretch out and in. Last 2. Last 1. Changing legs. Let's slide out and in. Slide out and in. So we're drawing a lovely straight line out to the side of us. Feeling that work coming from the hip. Pulling up tall on your standing leg. Last 1. Now with the transfer, so we're going to slide out, roll down, peel up, changing sides, slide out, roll down, peel up and in. So really think about working the foot now. Let's get all those little joints in the foot working. Slide out, stretch, roll, peel up and in. Slide out, roll down, 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 peel up and in. Back to pliés. Press and up, press out and up. Try and keep those arches lifted. 4, Okay, into rises, coming up and down, so a little bit faster, and down. Rise and down. Pull those heels together as you lower. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Back to your tondus, going out and close. Same leg. Out and close. 2 more and close. Last one. Changing sides, going out. Let's stretch. Stretch. 2 and 1. Coming back to pliés for 4. 4 and up. 3 and up. 2. 1 into your rises, going up and down. Up and down. Up and down. 1 more. Back to your tondus with the transfer. Out. Roll down. Peel up. Changing sides. Roll out. Roll down, peel up and in. 1 more each way. Roll down, peel up and in. Last one. And down. Back to your pliés for 4 and up. 3 and up. 2. 1. Into those rises. We're going up and down, up and down. 2. Now last one, you're going to stay on that rise and we're going to draw the heels together and come to butterflies. If you don't want to be up on your heels, you're going to stay in first and you're going to pulse down in a plie. So whichever you're doing, we're going to take that plie position and you're either pulsing down or pressing back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze up. Come down and hold. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze up. Lower and hold. Let's pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze up. Slide the heels apart and lower back down. Okay. We're going to turn to face this way now. Coming into first position, make sure that arm is softly resting on the bar and you're not having to hit your shoulder. It's relaxed down. We're going to go into a port de bras. So let's round that arm, tuck the thumb in a little. I know I'm terrible for sticking my thumbs out. What would Craig say? Hey? Right, we're going to watch that hand. Take it up to the top. Open it out. And down. Inhale up, open out, and down, up, open, and down. 1 more, open, and down. Now to the front with a tondu into first, and down, tondu, and down. So it's not too high with that arm. Just up to tummy button height. 4 and 3. Think of lifting from your little finger as well. Lift, stretching that foot. Leave the arm there. Let's close. We're opening out as we go to second. Come in. Open out. Bring it in. Open and in. Open and in. 4 more. 4 and in. 3, 2, and 1. To the back, let's take the arm up to 5th and down. Stretch out and close. Ribs staying down. Lift. And 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Okay, taking that arm out, let's take a nice big stretch over and come back to second position. We're going to go en croix, so in that cross shape. So let's go to the front, to the side, to the back, to the side again. So it's front, close, side, close, back, close, side, close, front, side, and back, and side. and side, and back, and side, front, and side, and back, and side, front, and side, and back, and side, and front, and side, to the back, to the side. Let's take a plie. Now we're going to do all that with the toe coming off the floor. So if your shoulder's already aching, feel free to pop your hand onto your hip. But if you can, would you join me in second position? So we're only lifting a smidgen. It's just a small controlled lift. Push through the floor, lift, and down, out to second, and down to the back, and down, out to second, and down to the front, and down, out to second, and down. Try and keep the rest of the body really still. And again, you can stay with your toe on the floor if you wish to, and just repeat. To the back, and side. Last time. Front, and side, and back, and side. Let's take a plie. Now, let's give that standing hip a stretch. So pick it up and cross it over. Make sure you're not on your ankle. Take a stretch forwards, lengthen the spine. Make sure that hip feels like it's getting a good stretch. And then pushing up. So let's do that to the other side. Okay, ready. So we're in first position, starting with our port de bras. So let's give those legs a rest for a moment. Focus on the arms and shoulders. Lifting up, open, and down. Lift, open, and down. Lift, open, and down. One more. Open and down. Now into our tendus to the front. So we're going to first position and in. Out and in. Stretch that foot. And 4. And 3. 2. Last one, and then we're going to open out to second. Take the arm with us. Open out. Close in. And out. Close in. Just check that standing leg. Have you rolled that arch forwards? Is it still lifted? Try and make sure you're stood in the centre of that heel. Pulled up tall through the hip. When I talk, I always forget my counting. I think we've got 1 or 2 more. Now let's take that arm up as we go to the back. And down. Lift. And down. So 5th position, that arm is quite high above the head. The elbow is just softly rounded. I do sometimes see people with their arms kind of here, almost as though they're rubbing the top of their head. Think of lifting it away. I want you to feel that shoulder work. Last one. And taking a little plie. And up. Okay, ready to go into our cross shape. Let's take the arm up. Out to second, pull up tall. We're going front, side, back, side. Front, side, back, side. Don't worry if you get lost, just join back in. Okay, so let's go to the front first. We're staying on the floor, front and side, and back and side, and front. If your arm starts to ache, please feel free to pop it onto your hip. It doesn't need to be out in second, but try and hold it there if you can. Keep that elbow lifted. So front and side and back and side. Last time. And back and side. Now just out of interest, have a look at your arm. Is your elbow higher than your wrist? Okay. If it is, great. But turn it down, feel what happens to your shoulder, to your arm. So if your elbow is down there, just lift it up, feel what switches on. Okay, that's going to give you wonderful toned tops of the arms, and who wouldn't want that? So try, if you can, to hold that arm in that really lovely position for as much as you can, and I know it will start to ache, but it's going to be worth it. Okay, but pop it on the hip if it gets too much. Now with our little lift, so let's take that arm up again, out to second. So just a push along the floor and a little lift. It's like you're just flicking the foot out at the last moment. Push and in. And same pattern, front and side and back and side and front and side and back and side. Last time, front and side to the back and to the side, bringing it in, bring that arm down. Okay, let's give the hip a stretch. So your standing leg, pick it up, pop it across, make sure you're not on the ankle, you want to be on the side of the leg. Come down into your stretch. Hand onto the thigh if you need to just feel it a little bit more. And pushing back up. Okay, very well done. Right, we are going to do a little bit of work facing the bar now. Okay, we're going to do a bit of work with our arabesque. So that's why we've been doing lots of tendus derrière, getting those muscles warmed up. Okay, so hands onto the bar, rib cage down, let's pull those abdominals in and relax the shoulders down. Lengthen the back of the neck. So we're going to take a tendu derrière and lift the toe off the floor. Down, lift and tap. Now while you're doing that, I want you to try and keep your hip bones square to the bar. So try not to let them turn with you. And that leg's still in turn out. So keep that hip wrapped. Last two. And one. Let's close it in. We're going to keep building on this. Let's take the other leg out. Stretch and lift. Tap. Lift. Tap. Lift and tap. Lift and tap. Exhale. And 4, 3, 2, one last one, and in. Okay, adding on to that, we're going to be thinking of, so the legs are going to go out straight, and then I'm going to get you to bend the knee and think of hooking something in towards the body. Okay, that's going to take us into a nice attitude. So we're going to stretch out, lift. Now try and keep the thigh in the same place, hook the leg round, stretch it out, hook it round, stretch it out. It's a funny feeling, okay, but it's really good for the glutes and the thighs. Hook it round and out and round and out. 2 more. Last one. And down, and let's close it in. Let's go to the other leg. Slide out. Let's lift that toe. Okay, hook it round and stretch out. So try and keep that thigh pressed back. Hook it round and back. You're thinking of keeping that knee and thigh lifted. And stretch. And 4. Stretch out. 3, 2, one last one, and stretch out, toe down, draw it back in. Now I bet those hamstrings could do with a bit of a stretch now. So let's take the feet a bit wider and just push the hips back. I know I'm going out of shot a bit here, but if you push your hips back to feel a lovely stretch all the way up the back of the legs, lengthen out the spine, make sure you don't collapse down into it, even though you might feel like doing so at the moment. Stretch through those legs, and then let's soften the knees, walk in towards the bar and curl back up. Right, building on that a little bit more. So we are going to do some retires and we're going to push back into attitude from there. So we're going to start in parallel. So knees tight together, let's pull up tall. So we're going to pull up, roll down, pull up, so you're stretching that foot. Now we're doing this in parallel because I want you to get used to that sensation of the shin bone elongating all the way down to your middle toe. So that might sound a bit odd, but what I want you to do is to achieve a stretch right down to your middle toe. So you're going to keep that move going. I'm turning sideways so that you can see. Stretch and down. Last one and down. So let's change sides. Peel up, roll down. Peel up, stretch and down. So nice parallel feet. And 4. So you can see I'm stretching straight down through that middle toe. 2 and 1. Okay, now reason for that was when we come to doing this in first position. So it's very common that people then, instead of, that's probably the best angle, being through the middle toe, they push their heel forwards. Can you see how twisted my foot is? I want it to be there, not there. That's called a sickled foot. And it's not very good for the foot. So I want you to think of making that line down your shin and through into your middle toe. So I'm going to do the same retires, pulling up and down. Pull up and down. So think of keeping that heel. I mean, you can glance down, but it's not good for us to have our heads dropped all the time. So try and pull up, try and just feel what's happening. Pressing that thigh back. And one more. Let's change sides. Pull up and down. Peel up and down. And 4 and down. 3, 2. Last one, we're going back to the first leg. We're going to come up, rotate inwards, turn in. Make sure your foot turns with you, okay? So think of pivoting on the big toe. That way you're going to keep that foot really nicely aligned. Press out and in. And out and in. Let's press out, slide it down, go to the other side. Peeling up, turn in, turn out. Squeeze that hip as you press that thigh back. Remember, you're pivoting on the big toe. Pressing out and it's staying still somewhere on your calf, near your knee. Pressing back. Squeeze round through the glutes. Press back and in. Press back and in. 2 more. Press back and in. Press back and in. So we're going to press back one last time. Slide it down. So give me a couple of pliés just to release out those hips. Okay, this is where we're going to add some more bits in. So feel free to do some of those versions that we've just done then. Practice those if you'd rather. Okay, so starting on that first leg again. Let's come up into the retire. Can you press back in attitude from here? Push and in and push and in. 3 and in and 4. Let's count it back. 4 and in. 3. So think about moving that thigh. Last one. Now tap it back in. Single leg calf raises. Up and down. Up and down. Try not to rely on the bar. Hands soft. So if it means you don't come up very high, that's okay. The more you do it, the stronger those calves will get. Let's do 2 more. Now, can you stay in that rise? Can you press back? Push and in. Push and in. Okay, who's feeling a bit like Darcy Bustle right now? And push and in. We're going to do 4 more. Push and in. And 3. And 2. And 1 last one. Let's lower that heel and bring it down. Take a very well-deserved little plie to release. Okay, all that on the other side. Right, standing tall. Abdominals in. Let's go up with that other leg and press back into your attitude, pushing back and tap. Push and tap. Push and tap. And push and tap. 4 more. 4 and 3. Last 2. And remember, this last one was staying out. Push out and hold. And we're going into our single leg raises. Sorry, we're not. We're tapping in and we're going up. We'll push out in a moment. Up and down. Up and down. Now this calf definitely isn't as strong as the other side. And up and down. 4, keep that foot stretched. 3, 2, keep your turn out. Now holding that lift if you can, let's push back and in. Push back and in. Push and in. And push and in. And 4. And 3. And 2, keep that heel high if you can. Last one. And down, let's slide it down. Oh, take a plie. Right, grab hold of your knee, pull it in, give yourself a glute stretch. You might even want to grab under that leg. That was quite intense, wasn't it? Right, other leg, pulling up. And release. Okay, we're going to go back to our squats now. So staying facing the bar. Let's set the feet a little bit wider. Now you want to be arm's length. Feet parallel, not second position. And we're going to go into the heels, down into a squat. Push up. So very different from a plie. You send your hips back and you lean forwards. So plies, we're trying to keep that lovely vertical line. This is very, very different. And up. So send those knees over your toes. Inhale, exhale back up. Try and keep neutral spine all the way through. Two more. One last one. And up. Okay, let's step a little bit closer and turn the legs out. So now let's do a plie and see how different that feels. You're going to try and keep shoulders, hips and ankles all in a nice straight line. Let's press out and up. If you're a little bit tight in your hamstrings, you might find that challenging and you might find that you do need to tilt forwards a bit. But just try and resist it if you can, because that's going to give you some good work into that area. So think about pressing those knees back. Keep the arches lifted. And 3. And 2. Stay here in this one. Right heel. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left heel. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push up Now let's take one arm over, take a big stretch, and back down. Other arm, sweep out, stretch over, and down, back to your plies, pressing out and up, press out and up. Really work from those hips, feel it wrap round into the glutes. And 3, last 2, and hold both heels. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push up. Let's take our stretches. Inhale over. Exhale. I think some of you might know what's coming next. Inhale. And down. Back to your plies. 8. And up. 7. And up. Your mind's racing now. What is she going to do to us next? 4 more. 4. And up. 3. 2. Now this next one, you're going to hold. Now, I'm going to give you the option. You can take your heels off or you can stay heels down. We're going to pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push up. Lower those heels. Very well done, but we're going into grand plies now in second position. So we are going to take a plie. Lift the heels. Push up and lower. Make sure you maintain that turnout. So as you push up, keep squeezing from those hips and pull your heels inwards as you land. It comes right from the hips though, not from the knee. Feel those glutes working. Press the thighs back and up and down. 4 and 3. Last 2. And one last one. Hold. Can you give me a little bit deeper? Hold it there. Feel that shake. And push up. Lower the heels. Let's draw the feet in. And take a port de bras. Let's bring the arms up. Breath in. Open them out to the sides, into side stretches, up and over, and recover, changing sides, stretch over, and recover. Now more on the diagonal, reach forwards, and up. So diagonally over that foot. One more each side, stretch, lifting up out of the hip. Last one. And down. Okay, it's time for some weights. So, whatever it is you're using, make sure if you can that you can hold them fingers wrapped round and thumbs up, because that's so much better for your elbow joint if you can. Right, I'm going to move my chair back over here. I want to be this way around with the chair behind me. So, holding the weights down by the sides, but just check that you haven't let them hang and the elbows lock forwards. So try and turn the elbows inwards to face your body and feel that you're holding some tension there. So like you've got shopping bags, because you know when you just let them go and they just kind of pull your shoulders down, you end up walking like this. So lift up tall. Slightly bend the elbows so that you feel the arms are already switched on. Because we're going to do a squat here, just keeping the arms hanging from the sockets. So we're going to come forwards, down into the squat, up and up. So they're just hanging. Hinge and squat, up and in. this last one we're going to hold. Hold. Now just lift the body a little more. We're going to row. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And coming back up. Right, squat, lifting up to shoulder height now. And lift. And up. And lift. And up. So make sure as you're lifting, feel that that comes from your little finger. So then you'll feel good connection to that shoulder blade, and it won't be the top of your neck and shoulders that's tensing to lift those arms. So we're going to come down to that squat and hold again, bicep curls. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pushing up and in. Okay, so into first position now. Make sure you've got enough space at the side of you. You're only going to about 30 degrees. Again, just check you haven't locked your elbows round. You want the inside of your elbows and your palms facing forwards. We're going to start off with just the arms. Lift and down. Now it's not high. Don't be worried if you think, well, this isn't doing anything, Sarah. It will. It's working a specific muscle group that's very important for your shoulders. Now, if I keep you talking while you're doing loads of these, all of a sudden you'll think, oh, blimey, Sarah, my shoulders are really aching now. Or words to that effect. Okay. Lift and down. Now, next one we're going to hold. So you're going to hold the arms, plie, plie, and up, plie, and up. Doesn't need to be deep, because I know your legs have worked really hard for 3/4 of an hour. Now just check, have you locked your elbows forwards? Just soften them a touch. Feel it's coming from the shoulders. And 3, 2, hold, circle, keep it low. 3, 2, elbows soft, round the other way. 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring them down. Okay, from there we're going to take the arms out to the side and we're going to come into a W shape. Now, if you have shoulder issues and pushing your arm up above your head isn't going to be available to you today, you might even want to put your weights down for this one. You're going to push forwards and in. Okay, so think of it like sort of rowing. But if you can, let's take those arms up. Palms facing the front. Down into a W shape, so your elbows are just below your shoulders. Okay, back to those pliés. Plie, push up. Plie, exhale, push up. Pull those knees together. So if you're pushing out to the front, try and keep them on the same plane and at the same height. Right, feel that this is coming through from the shoulder blades. 2 more. Last one. And then slowly, all the way back down. Right, give those shoulders a little roll. We're going to work the front of the arms a little bit more now. We've done some bicep curls, but this is slightly different. So let's turn the arms across the wrists. Collarbones wide. It can be tempting to kind of round into this one. Collarbones wide. Think of lifting, opening the chest. Arms out in front. The elbows are just soft. They're not bent in. Lift. We're going up and down, up and down. Two more this side. Last one. Okay, open out and cross. Open and cross. Open and cross. So you're about waist height now. Open and cross. Open and cross. Open and cross. We're going to do an odd number because I want us to finish with the other arm on top. Ready to go again. Lifting up and down. Up and down. Last two. And one. And let's go. Open and cross. Open and cross. Open and cross. Open and cross. Four more. 4 and in. 3 and in. 2 and in. 1 and in. Let's bring them down. Okay. Right. From there, we are coming back to our squat position, but we are going to go into a fly now. So you're going to hold your weights almost touching each other in the middle, elbows at shoulder height, and you're going to pull round. Okay? It's very tempting when you do this. And you'll see people do it in gyms. They do this. Like the body popping. Okay, we're not doing that. Stay tall. Exhale. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Don't let anything else move. Okay, so we're going to bring ourselves into position, ready for that. Ready for our squats. So feet a bit wider than the hips. Bringing those weights up. Let's go into the heels, hinge forward. Come down into your squat and a fly. And up. And fly. And up. Chin is nodded. Make sure the front of the throat feels like it's doing the work, not the back of your neck. It's supporting your head. Two. Last one. And bring the elbows down and down. Okay, we're going to come back to the bar now and let's put one weight safely down. So always make sure you do that safely. And we're going to come back to our tendus that we did earlier on. So into first position, let's round that arm. And as we take the leg to the front, we're going to lift up to shoulder height. So we are going a little bit higher than you normally do in ballet. Normally you just come up to tummy button. But we want to work those shoulders now. So shoulder height. And 4. And 3. 2. Now let's leave the arm here. Close the leg in, out to second, you're opening out. And in. Careful not to rotate the body. Stay facing the front, open the chest. And open. 4. And 3. 2. And 1. Let's go to the back, take the arm up. 8. And 7. 6. And 5. 4. And 3. 2. Now, you're going to leave the arm here if you can and turn the feet to parallel. We're going to bend that elbow, take it behind the head, hinge forwards. As you come down into that lunge, you're going to push out. Bend it in. Push out. Your alternative is pushing back. So if going above your head with that arm isn't available to you, stay there pushing behind you. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, bring it in and down. Okay, let's finish those on the other side then. So just, sorry, scraping noise. Not entirely pleasant, sorry, apologies. Right, into first position, standing tall, rounding that arm, coming up to shoulder height as we turn you to the front. So we're going out and down, out and down. And 4, and 3, 2. Now last one, hold it here at shoulder height. We're going to open out, and in. Oh, that was a good crack from my shoulder. And in, out, and in. There must have been a big air bubble in there. And in. 4. Stay pulled up on that supporting leg. 2, I know all you can feel at the minute is your arms. Okay, let's go to the back, take the arm up and in. Now even more important, we create that length in that arm here, so try not to drop it down towards your head. Keep it high. And 4, and 3, 2. Now last one, you're either staying here or bringing it down. Turn into parallel, bend that elbow, hinge forwards. Let's come down into those lunges, push and in, push and in. And 4, and 3, 2, last one. And in, and let's bring that arm in and down and pop it back onto your chair, safely out of your working area, wherever it's going. Okay, shoulder stretch now. So let's take the arms forwards, take a port de bras, leg to lift up. Now reach out really wide, stretch across the chest. Bring the arms together behind the back, lace the fingers, push away. Try and lift without flaring the ribs. Lift, 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 so the arms are doing the work. Apparently it's possible to get your arms up and all the way over. I checked it with a physio. Don't know how. Anyway, let's reach out really wide again. All the way up. Lace the fingers and let's draw back. Now you should feel a good stretch down those biceps. So think of pushing up towards the ceiling and pushing back. And release. Okay, coming back to the bar, let's step the feet a little bit wider. You're going to rest one hand, forearm down on the top of your bar. And it's going to be the opposite leg that goes diagonally back. Let's take that arm out to the side. Now thread it through as you exhale, stretch the shoulder, and then inhale, lift and stretch. So it's not as big a movement as we do down on the mat, but hopefully you're going to get some nice shoulder stretching here, and some nice stretching into the body. And up. And up. One more. And up. Okay, from there, let's bring that leg in, pick it up, give the quads a stretch. So think knees together, pull up tall. And then let's take that foot, hook it across, let's go into our hip stretch. Keep that spine lengthened, try not to round or drop the head. Think of widening the collarbones, lifting the chest and really sitting down into that stretch. Let's push up and send that leg back. Stretch out the calf, you're pushing your heel down towards the floor. And then let's step in and change sides. So arm down, leg out on the diagonal. Let's take the arm out, breath in. Exhale, thread through. Stretch the shoulders out, lift and turn. Exhale. Inhale. Breath out, stretch. Last two. And last one. Okay, from there, coming in, let's pick up that leg, knees together, into that stretch. And then releasing, hook that leg across, come into your hip stretch. So the deeper you sit into that stretch, the more that hip is going to get a good stretch out. It's worked very hard this evening. Did a lot with the hips. Okay, let's push up, step that leg back, give your calves a stretch out, lengthening out, tall spine. And then coming in. So back to sixth position. Let's just take a little gentle rise onto the toes. Let's push the heels down. So a nice slow foot pedal, and think about stretching the foot here. So lift the heel and give those toes a really good stretch. Give your arch a good stretch. So if that's available to your feet, if it isn't, you might want to look at the foot release sequence, which is coming on tomorrow. Okay. And hold that balance. Let's just finish with a nice balance. Up into fifth. And down. Excuse me. Okay, very well done everyone. Come into your first position. Let's take a step out to the side. Take a curtsy. Take a step out to the other side. Take a curtsy. And very, very well done everyone. So this is the last live class until Tuesday morning now. So there are going to be some little shorter workouts, mostly release sessions being posted on. So I just want to wish you all a wonderful Easter. Have a fantastic time, make the most of it, whatever it is you're going to be doing, and stay safe and stay well, and I shall see you on Tuesday then. Take care.